let's try that. Maybe now people can hear us.
Yeah. Well, let's start again. Hi, everyone. We're
Hi,
back.
everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights, guys. So I was just teasing and laughing because I said it's going to be one of those evenings because Scott forgot his glasses and just realized that didn't have the mic on. So this is going to be wonderful. Mike, hopefully you can hear us now. That is definitely user error on my end. So apologize for that. Kitty Kathy, hello and happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us. We are very appreciative that you are all here. It does look as though we have some people popping in, which is super exciting.
Sure is. Yeah. So. And well, we're officially back. We made it back through the wonderful 10-day vacation that we took. Dodged 2 hurricanes. That was very interesting.
Would not recommend that.
No, it was a little interesting flying in on that Thursday night. We did a few of those little twisty turnies as we were coming down, and I was talking to the plane, and I got told to shut up.
Yep.
So,
and we are going to kind of do a little bit of a step-by-step on our evening or our whole vacation. So super excited to talk to you guys about that. Hi, hey, Chris. What up? Glad to see you on here. Definitely super excited to talk to everybody about our vacation.
Yeah, so, great time.
Let me go ahead. I did take the liberty of doing a slideshow. I don't know how things are going to necessarily work with it, but we had a really great fall 2024 adventure. We were gone for 10 days. Finally got a picture in volume, heading to bedroom. Watch you there. Okay. So we had a really great day, a really great trip. We started with Utopia of the Seas. Then we went to Disney for a few days. You have both been busy having fun. Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Went to Disney for a few days.
Wish we still were having more fun.
spent an afternoon, evening at Universal Orlando Resort, which was really great. Went up to the Apopka Wildlife Reserve. Yeah. So we definitely had a lot of fun, and we have a lot of things to talk to you guys about. Yep. So without further ado, the first thing I want to talk about is our flights. So I don't really like how that's looking. Let's do it that way. There we go. So our flight down was definitely interesting, as Scott alluded to. We were not sure if we were going to get delayed, if we were going to get canceled,
if we were going to make it.
If we were even going to make it. We did get up in the air on time.
Yep.
And Hurricane Helene was definitely causing some havoc. There was definitely a lot of winds when we were flying down into Orlando.
Yeah.
And we had the announcements, actually, hey, we're going to attempt to land. We only have enough fuel to be able to try twice. If that doesn't work, we're going to Miami.
Yep.
And I was already like, okay, how on earth am I going to get us from Miami back up to Orlando in time for us to be able to board our cruise ship, which our cruise ship was actually delayed for boarding too because of the storm. So definitely a lot of stress. I'm glad it was me and us and not a client.
Yep.
But now we kind of have an idea of how that works because of it.
Yep.
So as Scott said, he got yelled at.
Yes, I did. Yes. As we were coming in, I don't know if you guys heard this or not, because I'm not sure if that was part where the mic was muted or not.
I don't remember.
We were coming in, and the plane was going like this. And I was talking to the plane, and Megan told me to shut up. So, it was a little hairy coming in. But
it was a little high stress.
Yeah. But but those pilots, I'm going to tell you what, they were veteran pilots, and the captain came across and talked to all of us, made us all feel really, really safe. Yeah. They did a great job. We flew Spirit, as you can see in the photos there.
Yep.
But no problems, no issues. We had a lot of turbulence, but that was to be expected with all the wind and everything. So,
and you know what? Those pilots were actually very, very good at their craft. We had less turbulence coming down. You could feel the shifting a little bit, but we had less turbulence, the up and the down and everything like that than we've had flying into Latrobe or even when we flew back, because when we flew back on last Sunday night, there were storms here in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And we hit quite a bit of turbulence coming down for that.
Yeah.
So
when we came up, I think we were coming up through West Virginia, flying over West Virginia into Pennsylvania. Boy, you could really just feel the.
Yep. We were kind of all over the place. So I was very thankful, and I think we were blessed that we had pilots that were as seasoned and good at their craft as they were.
Yep.
So definitely grateful to them. They got us there safe and sound. We were able to get into our hotel and have a little bit of a sleep before we made our way over to board Utopia.
Yes.
So I'm not the reason for the storms anymore. Well, you weren't for this one. So
I think you were with us in spirit, Chris.
Yeah.
And the little joke that Chris is talking about, guys, is every time, I swear, wherever Chris would go with us, there would be a natural disaster behind it, I swear. Like the hurricane that hit New York City.
Yep.
The weekend before, we were in New York City, and I can't remember the name of the storm, but anyway, she came in and
I don't remember.
Flooded.
We went to Tampa once, and then they had a
water spout
the next day.
The next day.
So we used to always tease and say it was Christopher. Now we've had several trips since Christopher has been going with us because of his military stint, but and we haven't had any issues. But this one, the hurricane for his basic training.
Yeah, my gosh,
that
yes,
one too.
totally forgot about that.
One was
flooded all of Houston right there.
Yep. So we've had a lot of really interesting weather stories.
Yeah. Our travels. Maybe we got to stop traveling during hurricane season.
Maybe. So as you can see, this is actually on the top floor of the parking structure for Port Canaveral Terminal 1. We did have a vehicle that we had parked for the 3 days that we were away. And it was a really interesting embarkation day, and it was not a normal embarkation day. So you will not be seeing a video of that on our YouTube channel, simply because it's not fair to the Royal Caribbean staff, the custom staff, anything, talking about how things went for that particular sailing, because it's not a normal thing.
Right. And when basically what you're talking about is we were supposed to
board at 2:00
and leave at 5.
4:30 or
4:35, somewhere in there. We didn't actually leave port until almost 8:39.
Yes.
So everything was delayed because of the hurricane. They actually were delayed coming into the port because the waves and everything, and the port was still
shut down.
Yeah, the port was shut down, and things were too choppy inside the port for the ships to be able to come in and dock safely. So that's the biggest reason why everything was delayed. It's not because of anything of Royal Caribbean. This was across the board. This was the whole port. This was Disney, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, MSC, the whole 9 yards, everybody.
Yep. So it was a bit of a madhouse, but we were able to get parked. We actually had a really nice lunch at Fish Lips before we went ahead over to board. Normally, I would tell you to get on the ship and then have a nice lunch at Windjammer or something, but that just wasn't going to happen on this particular sailing.
I'm ready to go back to the Windjammer right now.
So definitely really, really fun time. Now, as you can see, I've got a few more photos. You can kind of see the progression. So in the middle, that is Nick. Well, we're standing in line, and he sees the doors, and he realizes, oh my gosh, I'm getting on this cruise ship. He was
put my photo in there.
Excited. Of course I did.
Jeez.
So then you have me, and so Scott and Nick were in the bathroom, and I took a quick photo of me inside the terminal. Yes, we got through everything. We got through our questions. We did the security checks. Now all we have to do is get on the ship. Love the photo of Dad. Please tell me he is actually sleeping. That one was actually staged, sadly. But yes, I did have to move him a few times so that I could get into bed, because
it wasn't too much longer after that. I was gone.
We are the people, and this sounds terrible, but we've decided we are cruise people because we get on cruise ships to sleep.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I don't know about you, but I slept so good on that cruise ship.
Yep.
Like I don't know. I think it's
3 nights was not enough. Let me tell you.
I think being at sea and stuff it just puts me at ease. And oh man, I was gone.
Yeah. All righty.
No.
We also had a lovely breakfast on our balcony. So, because of us having such a delay in getting out of the port, we were also delayed on our Nassau day. So, we knew that we were going to be delayed a little bit. I didn't realize how much because the app hadn't updated. But we decided to go ahead and order room service, had a lovely breakfast. Unfortunately, the day that we left, our embarkation day, I gave Nick a kid's Dramamine dose because I wasn't sure how he was going to handle things. I didn't know how choppy the waters were going to be.
Yeah.
That kid was zonked. He slept for 14 hours.
Yeah.
So he did not eat much of his room service breakfast.
This was a non-drowsy Dramamine also. Let's put that out there. He literally, I'm telling you what, I think the kid was so excited. I don't think he slept good on Thursday night when we got there. So
no, he didn't.
I think he didn't sleep good. So I think he needed to catch up. But man, so this was our breakfast, ours, because Nick was still gone.
Yep.
We had breakfast out on the balcony. This was room service delivered right to our room. Very good breakfast. I'm going to tell you what, I would tear a plate of that up every single day if I could.
I highly recommend, especially if you have a balcony room, do it at least once. Make sure that you get yourself your breakfast. You can have it delivered right to your room with your coffee. Those are hot teas, apple juice, waters, whatever else that you want. Depending on what you order. So the hot breakfast was an additional charge, but I think it was like $8. Well worth it. So that we didn't have to get Nick ready to go. And go over to Windjammer or to one of the dining rooms. So we really, really enjoy this feature, and we highly recommend that you do it on yours.
Yep.
What do I have on here next? Okay, so.
Well, almost thought that was Portofino there for a minute.
Just a little farther south. Train.
Yep.
So, so this is actually the very beginning of our day in Nassau. So we boarded a jet boat and they were taking us around and they were showing us Atlantis. So for those of you that aren't familiar, there is a hotel called Atlantis that is right there in Nassau, Paradise Island, and you can go and you can stay. They have all-inclusive plan, European plan. Go. It has an amazing pool, which is the biggest reason why most people go. There's really great shopping, a fantastic casino, and of course, they also have dolphin excursions and their own beach.
And they have the biggest aquarium, I believe he said, on the East Coast of.
Yeah. I believe, I think you're right. It is East Coast. So it is definitely the biggest in the Caribbean. It is a very, very cool place. I have been before years ago. Scott and Nick have not been, so it was kind of nice seeing it from a different angle, from where the yachts and the boats and stuff come in docks. So that was really cool being able to see that. But I wanted to include this photo because you can really tell that Nick is just like, I don't know what you guys are doing to me. I don't know what's happening, but I don't know if I like it or not. Yeah. Poor kiddo. Then we went and we started feeding piggies. And oh my goodness, this was so much fun. As you can see, Nikki and I are feeding our favorite little piggy. This one was all black with a bright pink nose. He was so cute. Really enjoyed.
Where did you get this photo?
So our excursion.
They were taking the photo. That's right.
Sent us photos, and Scott hasn't seen these.
No,
obviously.
I'm like, okay, I'm in the background.
I finally
You're
got
there.
them downloaded
Nick's there.
this afternoon. So
I was like, there was no one else with us. Who? Okay, all right. Who's peeping on us?
So it was a really great time. The cool thing is, obviously, you can see Nick was like hanging on to me for dear life. So he was helping me feed piggies, and you would put on a piece of fruit or a piece of chicken hot dog or something, put it off to the side, and
no
then they
pork
would
hot
eat
dogs.
it.
No pork.
They don't do the pork thing there. So
I loved how that guy explained it. We do not have pork hot dogs here.
Yep. And I'm not sure if it's going to come through or not, but we're going to try. Oh, no. Oh, no. My video isn't there.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's disappointing. Well, anyway, let me go back. So I've embedded a couple of videos, but apparently they aren't going to pop up. Give me 1 second. I think I might be able to pull them up another way. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed ourselves. We had a good time. I would highly recommend it for anybody that's wanting to do it. I will say, though, we got very lucky in that it was not a very busy day. And generally speaking, it can get really hectic. So you want to kind of be aware of that, that maybe it may not be the best fit if you have little ones like us that are not as into having the animals and stuff up in their face and everything.
Yeah.
So give me 1 second. I apologize.
No, you keep working. I'll keep talking. It was so much fun. There was probably 6 pigs at least.
Yeah, I think they had about 6 out at the time.
Yeah, out the time, and there was extra ones that were still in the back. They were hog napping. But for the most part, it was really cool because a lot of people didn't realize it, but they were feeding them too close to shore because the pigs were literally just walking around on the sand in the ocean and stuff. And the guy goes, "Go out further to make them swim to you." And so I went out and I started handing out food. And these little guys, their little butts are just swaddled. Here we go.
Hang on. I got to get it over there.
Okay. So they were just waddling back and forth in the water and stuff. It was just so freaking cute to see it. And I was I was taking the GoPro and putting it under the water and catching videos of their little butts swimming away. But a lot of fun.
It was very cute.
A lot of fun.
All right. Let's do it this way. All righty. So you're going to have to watch our video in order to see the little butts in the water.
What's up, dude?
Hi, buddy. Our cute little piggies.
All right. I ain't got nothing for you, man.
As soon as they realized that you didn't have anything for them, they were done.
Yep.
So we definitely had a lot of fun with that.
And the one thing I loved about actually having Great Danes in the house, I learned how to move the pigs in the water because I've also learned how to move my Great Danes out of the way when they get in the way here. So
and when they're being a pain in the butt,
yes.
You don't want to cooperate. Too funny. So let me go ahead and move forward. So on our we ended up going and watching a couple of the shows. We did not get to see the water show, the diving show that's in the back of the ship. I was kind of sad about that, but Nick was just totally exhausted. And then they didn't have it on our last night. They only have those run 2 of the 3 nights, so if it's a 3-night sailing. Mm-hmm. But we did get to see the All-In show, and it was a very cool, very interesting entertainment.
Yeah.
Nick was kind of just but he didn't understand or know a lot of the songs, and it was kind of like through the decades. Yeah. So like Scott and I are like, "Oh my gosh, this is great!" And that is terrible, Mike. But it was a lot of fun for us, and he sat through it really well. So I'm really glad that we got to see that.
Dad, if you think that was a lot of baking,
you should have seen Coco.
Did we get a photo of her? I think we did.
I think so.
Yeah, we'll have to. And if we did, we'll have to put it into the video with us over our day at Nassau.
Big girl.
Yeah. Oh my. She would eat Bruce. Like, she was massive.
Is at least as tall as Bruce, but probably about 4 of him across.
Yeah.
Like, she was a big girl.
Yeah.
So
she came out, and I think the ocean rose a little bit. That's how big.
Terrible, but
she
it's
was
true.
Big. Anyway.
So we also got to see an ice show. Yes, you heard that right. They do have ice skating shows at sea. It was a very cool show. Nick, no pun intended. Nick actually really enjoyed this one. He had a lot of fun.
Yeah. And
it was really cool to be able to see all these different actors and skaters doing a craft that they really enjoy. And I know, right? And so just... it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We also, we actually ended up not going on to Perfect Day. I know, shock. but we really wanted to be able to explore the ship and see everything that the ship had to offer.
Yeah.
And so we went and we were checking out Central Park. We went to Boardwalk. You guys had pizza at Sorrento's.
Yep. She was out recording, and I looked at Nick and said, "Do you want pizza?" You go, "Pizza? Yeah." I was like, "Okay, let's go." So we just went down to Sorrento's and said, "We'll take a couple pizzas."
Yeah.
And we went and sat down and had some lunch, and she kept on doing her thing. She came down. She goes, "Oh, there you guys are. I thought you went back to the room." And I said, "Nope, we went to pizza."
Yep. Yep. So it was a really good time, and we really enjoyed ourselves. So definitely, we miss Utopia. We miss Royal Caribbean. We will be back.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe we'll have a few of you guys go with us.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to tell you what, Utopia, I absolutely love that. Now, we were on the sister ship, Wonder. And I want to tell you what, there is some differences between the two ships, but for the most part, they're pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
And
placements of restaurants are in kind
little
of
different,
different places. There might be some shops or a couple of little things that are different, but they're similar enough that you're going to be able to navigate them both pretty easily.
Now, there is one more thing. Let's go back to that photo before this. In this show, where it's not ice. Okay, first of all, it's an ice skating show, but it's not ice.
I'm pretty sure it's actual ice.
I was told it was plastic, some kind of a plastic thing.
It looked like they had ice shavings all over from their skates.
Did they? I thought it wasn't. Okay. Anyway, we'll have to check on that one and let you guys know in the video for sure. But anyway, to reiterate how much the ship does not move at sea, because I know some of you, Mom, always says that, "Oh, it's going to be rocking back and forth and I'll be so seasick." There is an actual photo that we took that shows the guy. They rolled out a desk, set the desk down. He started stacking chairs 6 high on top of the desk and balanced himself on top of the chair.
He was up in the rafters.
Clear up in the rafters. I'm talking probably what, 30, 40 feet in the air?
About 30 feet probably.
Yeah. Somewhere in there. Clear up in there and was upside down on top of the chair up there. So the point is, once you guys see this photo, once we put it out there, you'll understand that the ships are not rocking at all. You can't even feel, you don't even know you're at ocean. At the sea when you're on this ship, because like you're in Central Park, you couldn't even tell. You can't see the ocean anyway because you're in Central Park and it's in the middle of the ship.
Right.
The shows that they were doing, unbelievable. I mean, like I said,
They're
guy was
Broadway style shows.
Yeah, they were clear he was clear at the top of it, balanced himself, no rocking, nothing. If that ship was rocking, he would have not been able to done that stunt.
Christopher commented, "I just looked it up. It says that it is actual ice they perform on. There's plastic underneath of the ice to help keep it cold."
Okay, that's
that makes sense. Okay. So thank you, Christopher, for clarifying that for us. All righty, let's keep going. So after our wonderful cruise days on Utopia of the Seas, like crazy people headed over to Walt Disney World Resort. And as you can see, this kid is ecstatic.
Yeah. Now, hold on. Before you get into this, the very last day, we open up the curtains. Nick goes, "Cruise over?" And we're like, "Yeah, the cruise is over." He goes, "Oh." And I looked at him. I said, "But we're going to Disney next." He goes, "Okay, the cruise is over. Let's go."
Yep.
Crazy kid.
He is Disney obsessed, and we have definitely encouraged that, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we are very excited. We are actually heading over to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Nick ended up having to wear his Oogie Boogie t-shirt instead of his Oogie Boogie costume, which is, I'm sure if you follow our socials, you've seen it. Because it was so hot and it was supposed to rain, and I was like, I am not giving my kid a heat stroke. So fortunately, he had his t-shirt on. He had a good time. And
he got to see Oogie Boogie too.
Yep. And we had some fun things that we got to do, including riding Tiana's Bayou Adventure for the very first time. So let me pull this up and you can set the stage.
Yes. So a lot of you guys know that the ride was originally
Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain. My God, my brain went dead. and they switched the theming over to Tiana's Adventure, which was I was a little upset about until I wrote it. And
it's very
I'm going to
cool.
tell you what, they did it really good. I'm very happy with it. So, you ready?
Yep.
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Everybody get ready to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Oh, boy. Oh, this is cute. Here we go. Oh, don't keep your mouth open to scream. Oh, man, screaming. I'm going to get wet now.
Needless to say, Megan drank some water.
Yes, I did. I drank more than a little bit of water. I drank a lot. We definitely, it's a very cool ride.
Yeah.
Just don't drink the water.
Don't drink the water. Yeah.
Oh,
you got to
my
remember when you
goodness.
do that 50-foot drop, you are going to get wet. Yes, what a face, definitely, Mom. Did Nikki get full face of water? Yeah, he did. He kind of hit it. He didn't really show it as much as Megan did.
Yep. But he asked, he's like, ride again? And I was like, nope. So it was a good time. Definitely glad that we got to ride it. The other thing that we got to ride was Tron Light Cycle Run, which, I mean, it's been there for a while, but we haven't been to Magic Kingdom in probably 2.5 years.
Yep.
Like we keep going back to Epcot and Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios. So it was really cool being able to go in and see this and ride it. I see where people complain that it's too short.
Yep.
We also saw 2 different people that had to be basically escorted off because they couldn't get the ride vehicle to fit. Yep. Because of their calves just being too big.
Yeah.
You actually didn't have a bit of trouble with that.
I didn't, but I'm going to tell you what, if my calves were a little bit bigger, I probably would not have been able to ride this ride. So basically what you need to look at in the photo, basically where Nick's hand is on that bar.
Yeah.
Right behind it, there is a bar that comes up onto your calf, which keeps your feet held into the ride vehicle itself.
So it kind of does like that.
Yeah.
And then locks your calves in.
And then there's like a holster that comes up from the back end of the bike up onto your back to hold you down onto the bike itself.
Yeah.
So all the other stuff wasn't a problem, but the calves, if you got big, thick calves, is probably you're not going to be able to ride it.
Now,
the one thing I would recommend before you get on the ride, test out the ride vehicle out front before you even journey that whole time all the way through the queue line and stand there and wait till the last minute.
It's a cool queue, but it's not
really
worth it if you can't ride.
Right.
Now, I will say they do have a ride, the rear vehicle of the train is set up so that you sit in it, kind of like a regular coaster rather than sitting on the bike. Mm-hmm. And so you can do that if you can't ride the actual bike. Right. So it's not saying that you can't ride it at all, but you may not be able to ride it in the way that you are hoping that you're going to.
You're not going to be able to experience it the way you should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Another thing that happened.
Oh my God. I can't believe you got that. Oh man.
So there was a very lovely couple that was sitting right behind Scott. We're in Monsters Inc. laugh floor. We are avoiding the rain because at this point we are drowned rats.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't bring attention to myself because I can only imagine what I would have looked like. So this lovely couple, they're talking to the monster on the screen, and they're little mice. They're Bianca and
yeah, no kidding.
Oh, what the heck! You got your mom's gray hair.
Yeah.
Yep. Bianca and Bernard from Rescuers Down Under and the Rescuers. So that's their costumes. And so the monster's talking to them and stuff. And Scott kind of leans back a little bit and he like waves hi and stuff like, I'm on the screen. And the monster goes, whoa, dude, what's with the hair?
They pulled the camera down. They said, what's wrong with your hair? And I'm like, oh God. It's like, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, oh my God, my hair is a total freaking mess.
So, I mean, that was funny. And so, like, Scott's just like, oh God, like, it's terrible. And the monster goes, man, if I had hair, I'd want your hair. Your hair's awesome. And Scott's like, thank you, I think.
Yeah.
So it was really funny. And at this point, like, I'm laughing, and Scott, and we're like, okay. I was like, are you ready to go? And he's like, I'm not getting up until that guy is off of the screen. Like, the monster needs to be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't want to draw any more attention to myself.
Nope.
So,
I was waving at the screen because Nick was looking up there. I was trying to get Nick to go, oh, daddy, you know?
Yeah.
And boy, that backfired real quick.
It was a lot of fun. And then this happens to be part of our haul. I think this was one of the 2 bags that we got.
Yeah,
so if you were ever worried about, oh, maybe I won't be getting a whole lot of candy, this was half of the treat stops and 1 bag of candy.
Yep.
I don't think you're going to have an issue.
No.
So definitely well worth it.
The only thing I'm going to warn you, if it is raining and you do get M&M packets, they're going to get ruined.
Yep.
Everything else was completely fine because it was in plastic. The M&M packets are still in paper. And unfortunately, there was probably that much of water in the bottom of my bag because I was walking around without an umbrella.
So for future reference, we will make sure that Scott also has an umbrella that he can take with him.
Yes.
Because we decided we are going to be umbrella people. And we can't do ponchos.
No.
We'll have heat stroke.
No. So it rained that night.
Yep, it did. And then we decided we were going to add another park day. And so we did a park hopper. You got better candy than we did. Had pretty good candy, actually. I was pretty happy with it.
Still working
on it. No Werthers, though.
Yeah, really. There was no Werthers this time. That
it's kind of sad. Love me some butterscotch.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that we did, one of the very first things, is we went over and we did the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy because Nick has never done this. This is over in Hollywood Studios, or I should say it was. Posted a photo, was so excited. If you guys followed along, you guys know that I was doing a lot on my stories and things, showcasing what we were doing throughout the week. And somebody commented, and they're like, oh, man, I'm really sad that they're taking that away. Like, my kid really enjoyed it. And I'm like, it's not going anywhere. What the heck is this person talking about? And then I was like, hey, you know what? Is the Lightning McQueen Academy closing? And it was like, as of this date, it will no longer. And I'm like, oh my God.
So he got to actually enjoy it for the first time and for the last time.
Yeah.
So it was kind of bittersweet because I actually enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that experience and stuff. But I have a feeling it's not the last that we've seen of Lightning McQueen and Mater.
No. I have a feeling they're going to be in other places. And Christopher, you just behave yourself. So definitely was really glad that we got to see that. And then we went over. I thought I had other slides. I don't know what's happening here.
Okay, before you go into that, Nick actually got to ride the rock and roller coaster. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, his face when we took off was freaking priceless. Like, I swear it went from like, okay, to holy crap.
Yep, he had a lot of fun. He is definitely a coaster junkie, like his brothers.
Yep.
So it was really fun. Glad that he got to ride it.
And he kept trying to get us to go on to the Tower of Terror.
Yes.
And I'm like, look, you can come back when your brothers are with you and your brothers will take you. But Dad, like, I was suffering a little bit. My back was bothering me. I was just tired, and I was just like, look, I can't. And
I'm a chicken, and there was no way I was doing it.
You've done it one time, and you said that's it. You'll never do it again. So
a couple of margaritas in me. I may do the one over in California because it's Mission Breakout and it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But like, no. That's it.
We also got to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which that was my first time and Nick's first time, Megan's second time.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. They did a lot of really cool things. The ride cars were really awesome to be able to They weren't connected together or anything like that, because when you pull out of the station, you think that they're all connected with the train, and it's not.
No.
And it's hilarious.
It's really cool technology that they use. It's a trackless system.
Yeah.
Each car has its own route that it takes and stuff. So at one point we were in the very front, and I'm like, wait a minute, how the heck did this happen?
Yes.
And then boom, there we are again. So it was really cool being able to see how they handled all of that.
Yeah.
So we also went over and we did Slinky Dog Dash.
Yep.
And then we decided it was time for us to head on out and go over to Epcot.
But before it happened,
Yeah, we got drenched.
it rained.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I know, right? So we actually decided that we were going to take the boats over, and Proud Dad Stance is cracking me up. Hang on. Oh, okay. Sorry. Squirrel! Thanks, Lenora. I'll have to tease her about it. You're in Florida, right? Of course it's going to rain. Yes.
Mhm.
So we had decided we were going to go ahead and take the water taxis over to Epcot from Hollywood Studios. I am not a big Skyliner person. We'd already done it earlier in the week because we went over Caribbean Beach.
Yep.
I was done. We get over to the Swan and Dolphin, which is the first stop. Okay, folks, we're going to have to close down because of the inclement weather. There's thunder and lightning in the area. We could be here for 15 minutes. We could be here for 3 hours. We have no idea.
Yep.
So we're already drenched because we took the run over to the boats to make sure we got on the boat. And it's like, okay, let's go ahead and go inside. We'll sit in the lobby for a little bit. So squish, 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 all the way up into the lobby. This is a resort we are not very familiar with because it's a Marriott property and we've never stayed there. We've never, like, whatever. We're there for a little while. Let me mute that. No, I was already muted. That's not good. Oh.
That's your...
Yeah, it's that. So I apologize for the dinging. Going to have to get on to her because she should be watching.
So anyway, the captains told us that we could get off of the boat. We could go and catch the bus and go over to Epcot or whatever resort we wanted to, park that we wanted to. Now,
because with the water taxis being off, they have to start running the buses.
Yeah. But so we go over and we start looking for the bus. And the first thing we did was, okay, we saw the Magic Kingdom. We didn't see a bus for the Epcot or anything like that.
Didn't see anything posted about an Epcot coming.
Right. So we decided, okay, let's go ahead and go back to the Magic Kingdom, catch the bus back to our resort. We'll go change our clothes, get into dry clothes, and then we'll head back over from there. Okay, no problem.
Yep.
The bus that we got on took us to the ticketing center where you park for the Magic Kingdom. Then you had to go from there all the way over to the Magic Kingdom, get off, and then walk to the buses from there.
Which, in retrospect, we should have taken the ferry boat because the ferry boat would have put us closer to the buses.
Yeah.
But we took the monorail.
Yeah.
And then Mike checking everything in our house that dings. Nope, it was me.
Yeah, that's us.
So at this point, I'm a drowned rat. I'm wearing a dress, which you guys know I don't do, but I was wearing a dress because it was nice and flowy and comfy, and I had on my little shorts underneath. So I was trying something different. It backfired terribly.
Yep.
And I take off my hat to try to get some of the water out of my hat and stuff. And I'm a drowned rat at this point. And yeah, the hair just, it's not a good look. My purple aviator glasses right onto the pavement, and out popped one of the lenses.
Yep.
I'm like, of course. Why not?
Yep. So we've lost 2 pairs of glasses on this trip so far.
Megan in a dress? Who are my parents, right?
Yeah. We've changed since you've left.
So I'm like, okay. And I did end up later fixing my glasses because I couldn't find the other pair that I bought because the mind of Megan and organized things too much, and I couldn't remember where I put them for safekeeping. But anyway, so we ended up going back to the resort, got changed in the minivan, and drove back over to Epcot.
Yeah.
And at this point, I was like, oh boy. We are almost an hour late to our Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind joining time.
Yeah.
So we go up, and I'm like, I know Nick wants to ride this.
Yeah, because that's always talked about.
Yep, Guardians of the Galaxy. Sounds like you guys need to get a nice new pair of sunglasses from my work, if you're willing to pay.
Great
and they're
Christmas
purple.
gifts.
And they're purple.
Mm-hmm.
So we go up there, and I'm like, look, I know that we're almost an hour past when we're supposed to be riding it. We got stuck in the rain and stuff. And she goes, oh, no, you're good. She goes, we just can't let anybody board early. But today, like, we're able to honor. So she goes, go ahead and check in. You're good to go.
Yep.
I'm like, this doesn't sound right. Like, everything that I've done research-wise, what I tell my clients, like,
yeah,
the rules are the rules. They may bend them a little bit, but like not an hour past.
So I grab her and I'm like, stop questioning. Let's go test. Boom. Put the band up. We're in. I was like, don't question it. Go.
I was like,
just go. Let's get on the ride. And we made it. We went and rode it. And Nick was ecstatic about that, because that was all he talked about literally the week prior to us going.
Yep. So he was so excited about that. Then we went and we checked out the Walt statue. We rode Spaceship Earth, because as soon as we got off the ride, he looks at us and goes, Spaceship Earth?
Yep.
Yes, we'll go do Spaceship Earth.
Yep.
Then we went over and we rode Soarin', which was so much fun. It's one of our favorites. And glad we got to see it as Soarin' around the world rather than Soarin' California, because that was what it was when we were there in March. So It was really cool. And then we're like, okay, we're done. Like, it's time for us to be done.
Yeah.
And so that is where this photo came into play, because we took it as we were leaving.
Yeah.
We ended up skipping fireworks, but definitely made it easier getting out of the park.
Yeah. We got out, got up to our new room, which was up close to Universal Studios.
Yes. So we decided to check out another hotel over on iDrive, because with Epic coming on into play next year, going to need to make sure that we've got some places for you guys that we've vetted and are comfortable sending you to if the Universal resorts are sold out, or if it's not in your budget. So definitely glad we got to do that. It was a nice place.
Yeah, it was. Can't wait for you guys to see that video too.
Yep. Oh, what do I have here? So we did end up going over to Universal for one evening. We went and had dinner at Mama Della's Restaurante, which is in the Los Portofino Bay Resort. And this is a fun little hack that I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to work or not. But if you are a local, or if you are just in the area and you want to have a nice meal at one of the dining establishments that's within one of the hotels, they will validate your parking for you.
Yep.
And so we actually got to park at Los Portofino Bay Hotel. Normally, I think it's like $52 a night or something to park there. And we were trying to avoid the $37 parking charge. I think it's 37. Don't quote me on that. 30 something over at City Walk. So we were already planning on having dinner here. Had a lovely dinner. Had these great people singing to us. That was lovely. You're going to have to watch our video in order to hear them.
Oh, they
really good singers.
Yes, very good. Very good.
And then we went over and we checked out a few things over at City Walk before we went back and got back into our van and drove the 2.5 miles back to our hotel. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Really, it was a pretty good trip. What the hell else did we do? What else did we do? There was more. I'm pretty sure there is. Oh, yes. And we also got a nice happy anniversary gift from Mama's restaurant there.
Yeah.
Those were really good.
Yes. Love me some good cannolis. And then our last full day, we our feet were shot. There was no walking around for us. So we decided to go up to the Apopka Wildlife Reserve, which is a completely free thing that you can do. It is a driving wildlife reserve. And on cooler days when the reptiles, like crocodiles, need to be able to come up and sunbathe, they will come up and sunbathe. Alligators. That's what they are.
They're not crocodiles. Anyway.
They will come up and sunbathe. We didn't get to see very many of them. For the most part, they were all in the water. And once in a while, one would pop up and we'd be like, oh, that's not a log. That's an alligator.
Yeah.
So.
And they didn't really do too much.
No, they didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, not doing much.
Not doing much at all.
Yeah, just sitting there.
So, but it was a lot of fun. We were really glad that we got to go and do something that we've never done before. And I would highly recommend it, especially if you're going to be going in the winter months, because you'll get to see more activity. You'll also see more migratory birds like ducks and geese and things come down into this area to ride out the winter.
It was a beautiful area, and ended up being a total of about 11 miles of driving. So once you're in it, you are committed.
Yep.
Make sure you have a nice tank of gas in, because you could literally spend 3 to 4 hours inside of this
Yeah, they
area.
recommend about 2 hours.
Yeah.
But you could definitely spend longer.
Yeah, you can really get in there. Got that, Scott. Good. I only dropped a couple hints there, and in the video. So, but yeah, it was really good. I'm really glad that we got to experience that, because Nick, he found a couple alligators. He was pretty excited about seeing that. He actually was excited about driving down the road with his head hanging out of the van window.
Yeah,
which was funny.
Yeah, he definitely did that a couple of times. So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we had a really good time. The vacation was really, really great. Unfortunately, we had to deal with a little bit of hurricanes coming down, and we had to deal with the hurricane that was coming in, and
Hurricane
people,
Milton,
Milton was knocking on the doors, and people were starting to freak out. So it was
justly.
yeah, and we were sad that we had to leave, but kind of grateful that we got out. So we do want to real quickly send our thoughts and prayers out to everybody that's been affected by Hurricane Helene and Milton. And hopefully this will be the end of it. But there is another system that they're watching out in the Atlantic right now. So who knows? But.
So I feel bad. We are kind of, I don't want to say pushing, but we are continuing our promotions and such for destinations down in Florida. Everybody that is local there definitely needs our tourism dollars. So as we are able to go down and enjoy certain things, I mean, it's going to be a little bit for Fort Myers and Sanibel. Tampa was definitely, certain areas of Tampa was definitely hit harder than others. But as we're able to get back in there and experience their beautiful state, I think that we all need to, so that the locals can continue to thrive.
Yeah, and this also includes up into North Carolina and Tennessee. I know it'll be a while before we can actually access some of those areas because of the roads being washed out and stuff like that. But once those open up, we're definitely going to be promoting travel in those areas just to help them build more of a revenue and stuff. Asheville. Yeah, we know
Asheville's really bad too.
So, but yeah, we'll be helping promote some travel in that area. Probably next year, because from what I've been understanding, it's going to take a year for them to get things cleaned up and get things back to normal again. So,
So, in other news, to bring us back up, I would like to say, woohoo! We did it. We hit 700 subscribers. We're actually up to 701. Thank you, everybody that is subscribed to our YouTube channel. Now it's on to 750. Just keep trucking along.
Keep it going. Keep sharing. Keep telling everybody about us. When we're done, guys, share this to your Facebook page, the video that we just did tonight, and that way everybody can start seeing us. If you haven't subscribed already to our YouTube channel, please take 2 minutes, run over, subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, doesn't cost you anything. And ring that bell notification button so that way you know when we put up new videos.
Yes. I have been hard at work, believe it or not, trying to get that Disney Wish video edited. I am really hoping I'm going to have that available for you in the next day or two. And it will be posted just as soon as it is ready. So definitely keep that in mind. And we're going to do something a little bit different this evening. We are going to play something for you because I think it is all of our mom's favorite ride. And we're going to get dinged on YouTube, but that's okay. So
we don't care.
Let's go ahead and share this video.
Roll that beautiful beam footage. I'm looking at the wrong part of the screen.
I love that scent. Without the elephant food.
Best smell ever right here.
Yes.
All right, who's ready to go back?
Yep. Well, anyway, guys, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure?
Because we are certainly ready to get you there.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining
Night.
us.